inventing damn near everything in America. It's unreal. When you, this motherfuckers can barely build an app, and motherfuckers invented what? GPS is a black woman. Well, 3D imaging is a black woman. Laser eye surgery is a black woman. Escalators a black inventor. Elevators a black inventor. The roller coaster is Granville T. Woods. Roller coaster, everything.
Internet, the cell phone.
The cell phone. I was just watching the thing on the cell phone. Our video games is Jerry Lawson in Silicon Valley. They try not to mention him, but he's the reason why we have Xbox, Atari. He did the first, before Atari, the F1 series. Jerry Lawson, a black dude who invented home videos. Super Soaker, Lonnie Jackson. It just goes on. Sanitary napkins. It's a woman. Our ADT, our security system, is a black woman in Queens. Mary Van Brighton in 1966. She invented the home security. All of this shit we did to move the society ahead, and we still get shit on. African Americans still get shit on. I can say I'm African American because I was born in America, and I know what it's like to be called nigga and all this other shit. But African American history, the shit that you talking about open heart surgery, Daniel Hale, plasma, Charles Drew. We can keep going. Surgical equipment, black people inventing, just constantly inventing, and they took everything and lied. But now things are coming into the light.
They used viruses on the Europeans, the Tartarians, the Asians, the Australians, and the Americans, who were all black kingdoms. The spraying of viruses not only eliminated entire villages, it caused the Black Plague, which killed off over 70 million people in Europe. Disease was a favorite weapon used against the Tartarian kingdom. In 1346, at the siege of Kaffa in the Ukraine, the Tartarians suffered an epidemic of plague brought on by the catapulting of viruses into the city.
Biden is asleep.
Joe Biden is asleep.
And Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce.
Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce.
Hey, dance party with Beyonce.
Party with Beyonce.
Dance party with Beyonce.
Dance party with Beyonce.
Beyonce. Yo!
Beyonce. 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 Beyonce.
Coldest diss track of the year. Throw that beat too, cause you know that's that partition beat.
I will roll up the partition, please.
Yeah. I didn't notice that.
I recall.
I did not notice that.
It's a partition beat. He dissed her on her own song.
Oh man.
Yeah, Trump cold with it. Dance party with Beyonce.
Okay.
Dance party with Beyonce. Hey.
All my people black, so stop asking me why I'm light skinned. My great grandma was proudly raised by a white man. And then a white man went in, let the children fatherless. Get a stereotype to the black man just to escape his capitalism. Look school jokes about black kids being fatherless. They sensitized to the fact they were taken by the government. 8414 where my summer spent. With my cousins in my grandma's basement, counting money, steady selling it. And I ain't know my cousin was a dealist, and my mama said, all I know is because held me down with the ice cream man. All I know is because be the hood when I'm mama's kid. Economics man investing in Ronald Reagan's contraband, chasing that dirty money, that's that black discipline. What makes the rapper with his loan from the white man? Look, great grandma went and got a switch of broken bread. We just waited till it's finished, nigga, we'll never finish.
So in our Gullah Geechee community, you have dreams, you got to pay attention to the dream. And so we grew up thinking things like, if Nana dreamed of a fish, she would come in the house and say, I dreamed of fish last night, and somebody's pregnant. Oh. And everybody would say, not me, not me. But guess what? Somebody there was pregnant. Wow. If you dream of a naked man in a dream, it is the opposite. It's bad. That's a death. But it's the death of the opposite sex. So if you dream of a man, naked man, a woman's death is coming, and the opposite transference. If you dream of a snake, and in the dream you don't kill the snake, then that means be aware that you have an enemy. Watch yourself. They'll say, did you kill it? And say yes. Oh, well, then you don't have to worry. They're still your enemy, but they can't harm you. So there are dreams, all kinds of dreams of interpretation. And trust me, I have seen them all come true. Now, I have dreams, and I have run away from my interpretations in terms of telling people because I don't want to, but I can't anymore. So I have dreams, and the dreams that I have are dreams that, again, affect large numbers of people. So I don't want them to put me on a straitjacket, but I have dreams of catastrophe. So when the 911 thing happened, I dreamed it before. I just didn't slow down to interpret it. I saw a plane go into a building. You can't tell that to people. They'll put you under arrest. I dreamed of the assassination of Anwar Sadat. I saw it in advance. Really? And so when that happens, what I do is immediately stop praying. Just pray right where we are so that we can maybe reverse it from happening. But yes, in the Gullah community, they are very serious spiritually about dreams and interpretation of dreams. Numbers, oh my goodness, we dream numbers. Numbers are interpreted into numerology. So just moving in the spirit with animals, with numbers, with energies, I mean, it's real.
Oh my God, he just took half the tree down. Oh my God, oh my God.
The aliens and the trees in North Carolina, real or fake? The tree branch just snaps right off. What's happening with the screen? Is it edited? What's with these lines?
So people wanted to see what the tree looked like at daytime, so I'm going to show you the tree, and I'm going to show you the branches that broke off onto my house last night. As you can see, the thing in the video last night, it was sitting right there on the fucking branch. That branch is broken. Not only is that branch broken, but this branch, where you could see the lights in the video last night, is also broken. Not only is that branch broken, but this branch right here also broke down from up here. It's now laying in my fucking tree. But in the video, like now a lot of people are mentioning, you could see whatever it was just crouched down in the middle of the tree, but it was camouflage. I even posted a screenshot of it that I took on a recent video before this video. And you can clearly see something that looks camouflage sitting in the fucking tree. You can call me crazy all you want, but I know what the fuck I saw. I know what the fuck I caught on camera. And when people are turning up their contrast and their exposure on the video, you can clearly see something climbing the tree, not only climbing the tree, but also, like I said, crouching down on the branches. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. And a lot of people are trying to compare it to a video that, come to find out, is 4 years old, by the way. Sorry I had to sit down, but the guy was shining the light on the tree, and I don't know whether or not it was fake. I saw a comment that looked like his before the video was deleted, which, why was the video deleted, you know what I mean? That looked like his username, saying that it was his son that was fucking with the branches. And yes, by the way, I am going to be shining my flashlight because I have a very fucking bright-ass flashlight now, okay? Since so many motherfucking people want me to do that shit, I'm going to be shining it in the tree tonight to see if that thing comes back. And if it does, I guess we'll definitely be getting some answers now, won't we? But people really need to chill out on the accusations, okay? Because I'm not the person to lie to anybody. I'm usually a person that does some deep dive research for people. This is not the usual content that I make. Aside from making a couple of videos last month that clearly showed a black hole being in the middle of the moon. That in itself is an entire different situation. I took a screenshot of that as well, and I actually caught it being in the middle of the moon. But as for the video, I know what I caught on camera. And you can see it, and you can hear the noises, whatever the fuck it is in the video as well. And if you can't, then I highly recommend that you just get a better phone. I have no idea how thousands of people are hearing it, but somehow you aren't.
I can pop that champagne, blow those noisemakers, make them collard greens, them black eyed peas, and even bake that cornbread as a symbol of gold for January 1st. When it come to me, do not Happy New Year's me because I am not nobody's fool. Notice I said me because I'm not telling y'all what to celebrate. But for those of y'all who want me to explain it, I definitely will. This was actually one of the first videos that made me viral on my previous page. I got a lot more to say since then. Now symbolically, winter represents stillness in the absence of light. So it's time to recharge. Also preparing for what's to come. But they flipped the script on us. They told us to set resolutions during this time, start fresh and make a big change, which is wrong. It's like trying to plant seeds in frozen soil. That's not gonna work. Got us out here running on empty, disconnected from the natural cycles of the earth. But when you think logically, you see just how much it makes sense that the spring equinox is actually the real new year. That's when everything starts blooming again. That's the real rebirth. That's when the sun crosses the equator and the days and nights are balanced. But instead of honoring that, they slapped the new year in January, the coldest, deadest month. But a lot of people don't realize this is to keep us out of sync and out of our true power. Now let's talk about the calendar, because y'all know the calendar is supposed to have 13 months. We talked about this in my video where I talked about the 13th sign, which is Ophiuchus. Every month technically should be 28 days, just like the cycle of the moon. There'd be no extra days to throw us off, no uneven months, no leap year to fix their broken system, because y'all do know that's the whole point of a leap year, right? Before any calendar came about, the way we measured time was through cycles, planetary alignment. But later down the line, they invented calendars. Okay, fine and cool. Calendar should still follow the natural cycles of the earth. Technically, with this logic, every month would have 4 weeks. There would be no need to guess whether there's 4 weeks or 5 weeks in any given month. Nah, they give us this 12-month mess and give us 4.257 weeks per month. Literally chaos disguised as order. Moon cycles every 28 days, so why aren't we going along with that order? Just how women are synced to the moon with the 28-day cycle, calendar should be following the same thing. You in alignment, you in power, but when you disconnect it, you easier to control. It's literally that simple. That's why they did what they did, allegedly. You out of sync with nature, you out of sync with your intuition and your rhythm. Not only that, it throws your whole energy off. Let me just say this, I know a lot of people talk a lot about global warming. I don't believe in it. The planet is literally just returning back to its natural state. Older carvings in the wall do not show people with coats and shit on. I should let you know right there was no winter. Not natural. How many of y'all body ache in the cold? So yeah, for me, I'm not celebrating the new year during death and stillness. I'm celebrating when nature tells us to. When the flowers bloom again. When the sun warms my skin. When life returns. That's the real glow up season, and they not taking it from me. Come April 1st, there's gonna be plenty of fools, but it won't be me. They don't want us to move in harmony with nature. They want us stuck in this chaotic system. And I know there's a lot of people who don't celebrate at all, which is cool too. Either way it goes, you should want to know the rhythm that your body should be following. Funny thing is, they always get sloppy. They didn't think we was gonna pick up on the fact that September should actually be the 7th month and not the 9th. October should actually be the 8th month because it's October, octo. Last I checked, octagon, that was 8 sides. So yeah, that should be the 8th month. November, 9th month. And I know y'all know what des means, like decimal, 10. Right there, you can tell something is off. It don't take no rocket science. We really should just learn to leave shit alone for real. Be over here minding our business. Here they go tampering with shit. 13-month calendar float like clockwork. From what I was told, the Ethiopian calendar is probably the most accurate. Y'all get in the comments and let me know. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Being arrested.
Early Monday morning, Courtney Mallory was taken into custody.
Farming while black in America.
The rancher's story, one that's taken over social media.
We don't want to become a hashtag.
Nicole, a Marine, and her husband bought Freedom Acres Ranch in 2020. The couple claiming they face repeated acts of domestic terrorism by white residents on their own property. They say their dogs have been poisoned. Numerous farm animals have been slaughtered and gutted. Residents have been trespassing on their land, running over fence posts, burning their Black Lives Matter flags, spray painting racial slurs on their land, even waving guns at them. Photos show unknown vehicles blocking the couple's property and parking on their land. Even social media posts inquiring about pitchforks and fire sticks.
Lynching us, bringing a lynching mob, having a public hanging, fire. They wanted to lock us in and set us ablaze.
Mallory said they've called the sheriff's office countless times over the last 2 years, but have gotten no action or thorough investigations.
It is in fact El Paso County Sheriff's Office that is the main reason that we do not feel safe on our property.
The sheriff's office says they've investigated 19 different complaints and have responded to over 170 calls for service at Freedom Acres. In a statement, they claim the office vehemently denies all these allegations.
We're watching. The world is watching. Get it right.
Now a coalition pushing for social justice and the couple's safety, including the NAACP.
That's ridiculous. At the end of the day, law enforcement should show up for everyone.
The National Association of Real Estate Brokers.
This is a direct violation of the Fair Housing Act.
And the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Colorado Holiday Commission.
Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Courtney was arrested yesterday, charged with stalking, petty theft, and tampering with a utility meter. His wife charged with the same crimes. Now she paid a $2,000 bond and was released. However, Courtney was not.
It looks like a bait and switch.
Activists and concerned citizens demanding answers last night, gathering at the detention center, conducting their own welfare check. Courtney appeared before a judge today, and his bond was increased to $6,000 and was paid for by the NAACP. He should be out of jail at this hour.
And I actually just received a text. Courtney is in fact out of jail tonight. We've also learned that his neighbor was arrested last year for violating a restraining order that he took out against her. And surprisingly, those same neighbors filed a restraining order this morning against Courtney. There's a lot of ongoing and previous protective orders out at this time between these two neighbors. Of course, this is a story we will continue to follow right here on Fox 31. Erica.
Large piece of saran wrap. It's the only way I can describe it. But this thing was very wide. So I'm up 14 foot and it hung quite a ways down. And I'm thinking, what is this thing? It didn't really scare me at that time until it moved and formed the arm that reached over to the other tree. It reached over about 12.
That is the story that immediately popped into my mind. I am not an expert, technically challenged, but I have had experiences with the phenomenon. I've been down the rabbit hole for a long time. I am seeing distortion in this video out of South Carolina that I am making this video reply with. I am seeing distortion. I go frame by frame. There is no animal. There is very similar distortion. That woman that you saw in the beginning, the entire clip of the documentary is at the end of this video, sped up 2 times so you can see the correlation. So I need someone that's way more advanced than me to do what they do with video analyzing, see, ADHD. But my spidey senses and pattern recognition immediately went to this phenomenon. I see distortion everywhere. Also, I really would like to know the area this was filmed and if there was any sightings of any lights or those other things in the sky. Because if you watch the documentary at the end, there is a correlation. So, I'm not saying it's aliens, but I'm not saying it's not. I believe something is cloaked, and there is a prior case, other cases besides the one in Ohio, to be frank. Now, the documentary. Sorry for the long video. I live in South Carolina, by the way, and there's definitely greenery and trees.
Ohio's awesome. We have some great big trophy deer in Ohio, and we happen to have some of the biggest right here on our own property. This must be fun night to deer hunt. It was the second day of season. I wanted to get my, run in the woods to hunt. I was really excited about it. There was band over at the high school. By the time I got to my deer stand, I could hear them. It was all settled in. Didn't see nothing coming down the path, trails, birds, crickets, everything, or wood sounds. When you're hunting, you have 2 of your most keenest senses, is your hearing and your eyesight. All of a sudden, the woods went to just dead quiet. If I dropped a pin out of that deer stand, they cut off. No birds, no crickets, no nothing. The sun's still up. We were not calling for bad weather that night. It was a great night to hunt. All of a sudden, I had like a mote in my eye. I even took my finger and wiped my eye, like, when you get that fogginess in your eye, like it's just, I look and I'm thinking, what is this thing in the trees? It looked like a large piece of saran wrap. It's the only way I can describe it. But this thing was very light. So I'm at 14 foot and it hung quite a ways down. And I'm thinking, what is this thing? It didn't really scare me at that time until it moved and formed the arm that reached over to the other tree. It reached over about 12, 14 foot and then it all, like a blob, like sucked into it. And it went to the whole other tree. I had this very euphoric feeling like something ate right here. Normally at that time I'd probably got down and stopped hunting, but for some reason I didn't.
So as you're sitting in your blind and you're looking across, where did the blob come from?
I have no idea. It just appeared in the one tree. As it was moving through the woods, it went from like tree to tree and then it disappeared. It didn't continue on. So where it went, I don't know. It's like it just right before my eyes vanished. And I don't remember taking the picture, but being married to who I'm married to, Dr. Bruce McAfee, he always said, if you see anything weird, get a picture. I don't recall actually when either that the sounds had returned. This is like I don't remember. That's not me to say. Normally I would probably crawl down and run in the house and say, you know, was back there in the woods.
How much longer do you think you stayed in the stand?
About a half hour till sundown when it's time to come out.
The sequence of this is Jan goes out to hunt. We have guests show up. We're having dinner. He comes back from the hunt. He says nothing about what happened. It was strange. The guests are about ready to leave. Later on, Matthew sends me an email. There was a sighting by a number of students and faculty at the high school band practice just before dark.
I'm like, holy crap, maybe it has something to do with what I saw in the woods. And Bruce goes, what? And I said, I forgot to tell you about what happened in those woods to me tonight. And I'm reading this from Matthew, and then I started really getting back in goosebumps. He said this light appeared above the big stadium lights of the football field. Had Matthew not sent that email, I'm not sure if I'd remembered even that night to say anything.
How many kids were on the field? At least 30 to 40, I'd say. And was that the high school band? Yes. And so this was just before you guys went back to school? Yes, back in late August. Late August. So what time of night do you think that was?
Between 6 and 7. We were rehearsing normally out here about 6, 7 o'clock, doing our normal routine. When all of a sudden there was this bright light in the sky that just came out of nowhere. And we all just kind of stopped and looked at it as one.
Where was the light?
So the light was anywhere, it was above the tree line for sure, just kind of hovering in the skyline. Close enough that it catch your attention, like it shouldn't have been there, I guess. If it was some man-made thing, it was too low to be there.
Okay. What was the weather like that night?
Clear and hot. Typical August Ohio weather.
Okay. What color was it?
Candle orange. As far as I can tell, there were definable edges to it. There were no dimensions. It was just kind of waxing and waning until it just sat out. You know, our band director never stopped for anything. He stopped to turn around and look at us and he goes, what the hell was that? Before I had time to even like think about what I was seeing, it was gone. And then it was just kind of like an imprint in your mind, like I've seen something strange.
So in your gut, are the two issues related?
I often wonder now. All I can say is it happened in the same time frame basically as my experience here. I half a mile over there as the crow would fly.
This is a blackberry. On the back, you have the lens, It's not like the modern ones have a camera on the front as well as the camera on the back. So I'd be taking your picture right now, but I would not be taking my picture. Something happened to the camera. I don't know what, but there's hard evidence of some weird thing that happened. She took a couple of pictures of herself before the event, which provide a fixed point of investigation, you might say. And she took another picture afterwards. So you have the camera phone doing its normal thing before and after, but right in the middle of this one photo, there's something bizarre happened. The picture she took, the resolution somehow changed to that one picture. You could manually change the cell phone 1600 by 1200, 1024 by 760 or something like that, and 640 by 480. But it got changed to 500 by 400 or something. Numbers that don't exist. I don't know how to make it do that resolution. You'd have to get in there and rewire it somehow, or change the software. But even changing the software doesn't change the number of pixels along the edge of the sensor. I don't know how to explain this filmmetry stuff, and I can't imagine what looks like it was well focused. I don't know what that is.
I've had people write to me and say, well, what that is Jan took a picture of her own hair.
My hair was back through the back of the ball cap. Where it adjusts, it was tied back.
So there was no part of you that could have been in that?
No way, no way.
It'd be possible for her to take a picture of her hair. She put her hand back there, but that wouldn't change the resolution of the camera or the bite size of the picture.
So Jan, let me ask you, since that has happened, has it changed your life?
Yeah, I've never been back in that wisdom that I actually ended up buying a redneck beer blind. I mean, I want something surrounding me.
You can imagine if you saw in the woods some strange thing like that, like a predator, you'd probably learn about going back there again too.
You shaking your ass on the internet to look cute, or you going through something? If you gotta borrow a pistol, you need to get out the streets, my brother. Having a roster ain't shit but STDs and DNA tests. Asking somebody for some head and you don't drink water is filthy. If you constantly falling out with people, you might be the problem. Conspiracy theories don't pay bills. Fuck an alien, I gotta roll up and pay this water bill. You don't need no gun if you can't fight. You gonna go to jail and be holding somebody's pocket. If you out here looking for trouble, Lord, I hope you find it. You gonna lose it all trying to impress a motherfucker. And then after they impress, then what? Just cause that bum got a damn food stamp card don't make y'all a power couple. Make that motherfucker get a job. They'll tell you they don't fuck with dudes with a 9 to 5, but they gonna fuck with one while you in prison. The happiness I get from seeing my kids happy has been beating everything lately. Stop trying to be in people's face cause they got money. They are not gonna give you none. Players that got daughters be like, you gonna be messing with him, you make sure you get some money. Let his baby mama ask for some money. He gonna be pissed. Some big motherfuckers ain't even meant to be skinny. Head be big as a motherfucker. Stop doing freaky drugs around the guys. A group of y'all shouldn't be in the car doing ecstasy. The fuck is y'all rubbing on? And fuck Travis Hunter and his weird ass girlfriend. What the fuck? That shit is not our fucking business. I'm tired of seeing it. You can tell when a motherfucker ain't been slapped in the mouth. Leave some of the dances for the females, man. Y'all making everything unisex. Y'all motherfuckers this close from twerking. If you gonna get on top, bounce, don't scoot. And if he's shrimping, scoot. Alright, Merry Christmas, man. Gotta watch my surroundings. Wondering why y'all can't get over each other. Stop fucking on the period. Alright, I'm done.